how's it going, everybody? So today I'm talking about something that I've been talking about for years, or at least it feels like for years, probably only 1 year, but nonetheless, this is Project Juniper, which is the Model Y refresh. If you're not up on the lingo, all it is the Model Y refresh. And I want to talk about it today. There's new leaks, there's new information that we know, some of the things that are going to change, and some of the things that I hope change down the road that who knows if will actually come or not, but it would be a great add to the car. And I'll talk about that as well. But I want to just kind of dive into that today. I want to talk about everything Model Y refresh, and give you all of the details, spill all of the beans, and give you all the information. So sit back, relax. You guys are watching The Tall Tesla Guy. So I'm going to start out with the Model Y refresh, Project Juniper. It's just the secret code name that Tesla called the Model Y change. And you guys know the Model Y came out in 2020, so it's been out for about 4 years now. And it became quickly Tesla's best-selling vehicle. In fact, it is the global bestseller. Global bestseller, not just in EV space, but in comparable sized cars. It outsells every other vehicle that's available, gasoline and electric, certainly electric though. And I'm gonna be focusing on the electric side of it because I love the car. I loved it as soon as I got it. I knew I would. I love Tesla stuff anyway, and you guys know that if you've watched any of my other videos. It's just this infectious excitement that I try to exude into the camera. But nonetheless, this particular car, the Model Y, it's the most fun vehicle that I've ever driven. Dare I say the most funnest. And I enjoy all of it. I enjoy all of the aspects of it. There's a couple of things here and there that throw that off, but majority of the time, 99.99%, I'll say I love it. I love all of it. Well, one of the things that happened is the Model 3, another kind of car that Tesla makes, which is more of a sedan-y type of vehicle. They did a change already. It came out in 2018, and then in 2022, they did a change. They called it Project Highland. You got a little bit different changes on the outside, some different cameras, some interior changes, some interior option changes. And then everybody's sitting there with the Model Ys holding the bag saying, hey, what happened? Well, Tesla's response was Project Juniper. Now, Project Juniper was a secret coded thing, like I said, and it was sort of a pipe dream. We never thought it was actually going to happen. And now it's going to happen, but not only is it going to happen, it's going to happen next year. And I'm not going to, rest on my sword to say that it's going to come because Elon's done that before. It took 5 years for the Cybertruck to come out, just as an example. But I feel like there's no reason why they shouldn't. Tesla's big on economies of scale. They're big on manufacturing process. They changed the machines around a little bit to make the Model 3 Project Highland. It only makes sense to use those same machines to make the Model Y Project Juniper, since the Model Y shares about 75% of the same parts the Model 3 does, right? I mean, it just makes sense. So this is one of the first times that I can say, like, I think Tesla is probably saying next year, and it may actually happen. So it's gonna get down to, should you wait and buy? And we'll talk about that later, but I wanna go over some of the stuff that we know is coming, right? So one thing that I'm excited about, for no reason at all, because I've never hit anything, is a front bumper camera. People got so up in arms when Tesla took away radar on the front of the car and they were using Tesla Vision, and they went back and forth, and it gets to the point where you're not even sure if your car has Tesla Vision or radar. But nonetheless, it was supposed to stop you from hitting something, right? I pull into my garage. It's a really tight garage. I got another car next to me. I got a wall next to me with a bunch of kid stuff, trash cans, and I've got to pull in and get in there without hitting my workbench. Now, I know how close I need to be. I turn on my back camera so I can see that I'm in the garage enough, and I end up with about 8 inches, maybe 9 inches between my car, my Tesla Model Y, and the workbench in front of me. I would love it if I had a front camera in addition to those beeping, gawing noises that the car makes before you hit something. So front camera, yes. And then on top of that, people have been taking a Model Y and converting it into this off-road vehicle. I'm never going to do this, not even pretend, but it's a fun thing to do. And if you want that, then you almost need the front camera for a trail camera. You can see what's in front of you, what you're driving over, I guess, whatever it is. But a front camera is most likely going to come, and they have it in the Cybertruck has it already. The Model S and X have it, or have the variations of it. And they think that the Model 3 is going to get it. So why not? Model Y is going to get a front camera with the Project Juniper. And they've seen some in the wild that have something covering the front of it, which makes us feel like it probably already has it. So it's coming. You can mark my words on that. We're going to get a front camera in the Model Y, I swear. And then the next thing is adaptive suspension. Adaptive suspension is something that was in the Model S and X in the beginning anyway. And then the Model 3 and Y came out and they didn't put it in there because, you know, a cheaper vehicle, maybe a cheaper vehicle for the masses, I'm not sure. So instead, we have this real stiff coilover suspension, which reminds me of an old car that just didn't have the suspension that you wanted. So when you go over bumps, you feel them. It doesn't bother me as much, but people complain about it all the time. All the time they complain about it. And they say, why can't we have the air ride suspension? So people are doing aftermarket things to put it on there anyway. And then, so what they're going to do is add an adaptive suspension. It's going to give you a softer ride when you want it. It's going to give you a stiffer ride when you want it. And it's one of those things like, why not? If we can do it, let's do it. Put it in there. Let's have it. I'll take it. An adaptive suspension. In fact, I'd take an air ride suspension, but that's on my wish list. We'll talk about that later. So right now, I'm going to go with the adaptive suspension, and I'm going to lock it in as something that Project Juniper is going to get. And then outside of that, we're going to get some tech. We're going to get some inside tech. Okay, and the inside tech in the Model Y, it's a tech car anyway. You guys know that. There's nothing but tech in there. All it is a central screen that's the central hub of the whole car, right? You don't have any analog anything unless you put a watch on the front thing or you got your Indiglo watch up there. Other than that, it's all tech, the car is. So there's some tech things that came out that we didn't get in our project and we didn't get in our Model Y. Why not? They're waiting for Project Juniper. They were holding the present for us so we can get it and enjoy it all together. And those things are going to be the updated steering wheel. It doesn't have to be yoke steering wheel, but it's not as round. It's more like oblong, ovular. And it's got hepatic controls, right? No more stocks, no more blinkers, blinker switchers, anything like that. And I know you guys hate those. I mean, who wants that? I'd rather have a button, right? Obviously. So it's going to be a button for the blinker, a button for the horn, a button to change the gear, or it'll be a swipe on the screen, which is probably more likely what it's going to be. And then everything is there. Now, I can honestly say I'd get used to the buttons pretty quick. I don't ever use my horn anyway, so that's not a thing for me. If you hate it, you might hate it anyway. We got the scroll wheels right now. And I love the way that it is, and I would get used to it. It'd be one of those things you'd get used to with a Tesla. Instead of having the blinkers on the side, you just push the buttons for them. But this next thing, though, is a rear screen in the back. And I'd say I will get more used to or faster used to the rear screen in the back than I will the hepatic buttons on the steering wheel. So I say, give it to me, give it to me. I want this rear screen in the back. It's not for me, it's for my rear passengers. Right now, it's just my little one, but it would be great to be able to have a screen back there. She sits by the window now instead of in the middle, so she can't see the screen. I'd love to show her the map, the navigation, have climate control for people back there if I ever have passengers. As soon as we get friends, maybe throw them back there. And then on top of that, they can watch their own shows when we stop instead of leading forward and making me watch the same thing. And I've even heard through the grapevine that you can watch a different show in the front and the back. Or at least maybe listen to something different. Who knows? Maybe. I'll take it. Ambient lighting is another thing. And I'll say ambient lighting I'm not as excited about. I mean, it'd be cool. Sure, why not? I'll take it. A disco rave in the car. Sure, let's have it. But honestly, I'm probably not going to use it. I have lighting underneath the footwells, and I had the opportunity to change it, and I went with ice blue, which is basically like dark white. I just like the way that it is. I don't like to have the neon flashy colors, anything like that. But hey, if you want it, it's coming. It's coming in the Project Model Y Juniper. And then outside of that, ventilated seats, improved speakers, light bar on the back of the car. That's a style design on the back. Instead of having brake lights that run either side, you'd have one that goes across. And they can put designs in it, things like that. But ventilated seats, I never used them anyway. Honestly, if you put cooled seats on, you turn them on, it makes you feel like you peed yourself. So I never used them as it is. It's never hot enough in the car to do it, but some people wanted them. Why not? Put it in there, throw it in. Ventilated seats, improved speakers, and then some stylistic changes on the outside. We have this big, huge scoop in the front of it, which I thought was a snowplow in the beginning. Pro tip, it is not a snowplow, but nonetheless, it's there. It's a bug collector. Well, what they did with the Model 3 Highland is they shrunk it down. It's not as big, still there, not as big. And the Model Y doesn't, and we still have the big scoop. So I say, take it down, shrink it down a little bit. My wife actually doesn't care for that design, but I say, give it to me. I'll take it. Maybe it's more aerodynamic. I don't know. Maybe it's less. Who knows? Because it doesn't really matter. Because one of the things on the wish list that I see as probably going to happen anyway, they've actually unlocked more range in the Model 3, going from 320 miles, 330 miles to 360 miles with a little bit better battery technology, a little bit bigger battery. Well, this one's supposed to have an 89 kilowatt battery. Currently has a 72 to 89. The difference is going to be more range. You're never going to need to worry about it anyway, but people always harp on that. There's not enough range, not enough range. 330 miles is the most. In reality, it's probably 300. I think I got about 300 miles on my Model Y before it was pretty close to being empty. And I would say what's going to happen with this 82 kilowatt, 89 kilowatt battery is we're going to get about 500 miles. 500 miles is huge. I could drive from here to New York, which is big, long distance, far away. And it would completely alleviate the need to find the constant superchargers. If I'm pulling a trailer and I lose half my range, which is not quite half, but it's somewhere around there, 250 miles is awesome if I'm pulling a trailer to camp with, right? Right. I mean, you agree with me on that one. So I'll say if I get a better battery and it's this lead iron phosphate battery instead of this cobalt battery, a lithium battery, whatever it is, right? However they make it, I'll take it. However they make it, I'll take it. And if it's better and longer, give it to me. Let's do this. Might as well. Project Y Juniper, let's do this. Model Y Project Juniper, give it to me. I'll take it all. And so that's the structural battery. And then it's a honeycomb battery. It makes the car stronger. There's some tech packages in there. I do not need a heads-up display. I do not need a bifurcated dash. I don't need something in front of my face. People always want that. If you want it, do it aftermarket. Don't push that in my update. I don't want it. Don't give it to me. But if they put it in there, whatever, I'll take it. I mean, I'm not picky. And then on top of that, there's some things, air suspension, a tilted screen in the front, and things like adding ludicrous, making it a plaid Model Y. They have a plaid Model 3. Why not a plaid Model Y? It'll probably be coming, right? Elon will do it. He'll give it to us. He likes us, right? I mean, we're at least on the Christmas list. We maybe get a Christmas card, not a present. But either way, we'll take it. And then on top of this, there's little things. Some of the technology stuff, more games, better gaming support. I would love to have a charging pad that charges my iPhone. No, I have the stupid big one. It's the silly, large, huge one. And I understand that it's not something that everybody can have. Like, you don't need this ridiculously large phone like I do, or I have. But you put it in that charging pad, it either does one or two things. It doesn't charge it, or it charges it really slow and gets super hot. So you pull it out there, and you have to wear an oven mitt to hold your phone while you're talking on it, just because it's so hot in there. So fix it. What do? How do you get that out of there? You fix it. Go in there and change it. Go ahead and change it. And that's something that's probably going to come. That's what we're talking about there. Outside of that, little things like that, like automatic doors, the Model X has them. Why don't we have them? I want them. But either way, I am so excited for Project Model Y Juniper. I may sell this car again and buy a new one. Who knows? Maybe not. But either way, I think it's super awesome. I hope you guys love it. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let me know what you think. Is there anything else you'd like to see added? Throw it in the comments below, and we'll see what I can do. I'll talk to Elon, see if we can add it in there in the future. But either way, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, week, month. You can enjoy the weather if you haven't. And either way, you were staying safe out there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.